Now, the next movement that gets noticed is we're going to a debate on, is there free will? But what is the sense of, what's the established idea of who or what's going to that debate on self-will? An individual. So it's sort of like a goose chase to go after the idea of free will, because that search is just reinforcing the sense of individuality as being an individual, as evidence there's an individual, when it's not evidence of an individual. It's a sense of individuality. It's no evidence at all that there's an individual, because there's a sense of individuality. You can have musk perfume and there's no musk. Yes, you can have perfume of dolphin and there's no dolphin. Yeah, so you get the sense or the scent of dolphinness, but there's no dolphin. This is what the head does. The head cannot make anything. It cannot make a self. So it says there already is one. That's what it does. Its whole assumption is you already are a thing. And then maybe try to find the most skillful way to get out of it temporarily, basically. Yeah, because every time you take off, whatever goes up comes down. You always land back in that sense of individuality. Yeah, you got out of the being a thing as a thing, and then back to the thing. Yeah, this isn't about that. It's seeing that and taking out the floor, the floor that it bounces on, like the trampoline. How it gets its bounce is this. Yeah. So he was saying, if there's a sense of individuality, there'll be a sense of free will. Now, right now, a sense of individuality that has established its imagining, which is there's an individual that thinks it's very important to ask the question, is there free will or predetermination? What value has that? Is to see that it's a sense of individuality, that there's no individual. That's the value of the question. Not the answer, but what's asking the question, or what is established by asking the question. Because when there's a question, what gets established is the questioner. Yes. Yeah. So the answer isn't about the question, it's to reinforce the question. Yeah. Yes. And the head has to constantly reinforce that which cannot stand on its own. It constantly has to reinforce a shaky foundation. Yes? So it says, in time, you start as a thing. You didn't when you were a baby. There was no sense of that. But somehow the brain developed, and then you were planted as a thing. Yeah? A conscious thing that can be unconscious, a conscious thing that can be more conscious, a conscious whatever, but a thing nonetheless. And so, and everything we've heard has been an echo of that in the head. The head is talking as if you already are something. It's not in the process of becoming a self. It says you already are one. So you become a historical fixture in an imagination story. Yeah, a historical fact is an imagination story. So every time there's doing that, there's an assumption that you're the doer of. Every time, all day. So that which cannot stand on its own has to be reinforced constantly. Now, you want to swim against that stream and try to get to no thought, or just see you're not the thinker. So much easier, so much quicker, and so much cleaner, because it doesn't have a bounce back. You're not saying you're not a thing as a thing. Yeah. So that the thing that you are can be a better thing. No, you're seeing that you're not a thing, period. That's it. It's not saying you're anything else, or a special thing, or a unique thing, or a better thing, or a worse thing. It's just negating the idea of thingness. That's all. Yeah. Doesn't have a bounce back. It's not dualistic. It's not. No. It's a negation. The duality of it is there's an affirmation of that which is unreal to be real, We talked about that yesterday. Ramana goes through it very well. What is the dilemma? What is the realization that you are brought to? The realization that you brought to is that we have realized the unreal. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the only requirement. Very simple. What is there to realize? The real is as it always is. Yeah. How to realize it? All that is required is this. We have realized the unreal. So if you listen to the head regards the unreal as real. That's it. Yeah. And you're the primary, that sense of individuality is used to reinforce the idea that there's an individual giving out that sense. And it just reinforces it over and over and over again. So your desire to get out of it is a bigger in. Yeah, this is the dilemma. We ran into this in recovery, that self can't get out of self. And then people have a hard time understanding it. Well, they may have an idea of what they think self is, but they're having that idea as an idea of self. So self is thinking about itself. Yeah. And therefore, when it tries to get out of that self it's thinking about, it tries to get out of it as self. Yes. Self can't get out of self. That's a bigger in self. Yes. So, and it's never going to get out of itself. All it is expanding the system of self. By trying to get out of it, it makes up a bigger in, really. Yeah. So when you stop trying to get out of it and you realize you're not it, you see how fucking small it is. Yeah. All that space that you give into it just shrinks and you realize something. Yeah. There's never been a self to begin with. Yeah. There was nothing that you were in that you have to get out of. Yeah. And of course, the getting out of it is the bigger in. Yeah. I felt uncomfortable, irritable, restless, discontent. That's the agitated vibration of self, like rattling all of its shit in the closet, so to speak. You're irritable, restless, discontent. You have a very bogus knowledge, and the only thing you can think of is to get out of it, to get out of this idea of me. But you're trying to get out of it as an idea of me. This is the fundamental first step of negation, is to see what you believe getting out of something is a bigger in something. Yeah? So you see the false negation through a lens of real negation, which is I'm not that. Yeah. It's not like that saying I'm not this feeling, I'm not this thought, I'm not this. No, you're not that. That which says it's the feeler, the thinker, the doer. You're not that. It's much different. Yeah, it's a much different swing. It only takes one swing. Yeah. Yeah. So here, the real is as it is always. We're not asking you to know that, but let's say believe it right now, okay? Just as an assumption. I have no idea what real is. I have no idea. I have no interest in having an idea of what real is. Yeah? An idea and real don't go well together. They just don't. So, yeah, but I'm going to say in an intimate way, I have come to see that what is the real is as it is always. So I noticed when I was younger and I was put into a position to share at these groups in recovery, it's like 34 years ago. Didn't feel like I was qualified, didn't think I knew the topic that well, but I showed up, yes? And I observed things. And what I observed was, I thought my condition was more important than the condition that was before my condition. So I felt I wasn't worthy of being a conduit to this energy, and that I have to clean up my energy first. Well, that was proven not to be true. I went into that room feeling terrible, maybe did something bad to someone 2 hours before, was waiting to hear if I had AIDS, everything like that. And the thing would override whatever I was feeling or thinking or mulling over, and just use me as a way of like a megaphone to say something. Yeah. And it happened over and over again, every Monday night for years. And it convinced me that the way the head has it, it believes it's the original condition, and every other condition is based on its condition, which is completely bogus. It is a mental condition that is so far from the before, it can be left in the after easily, very easily. Yeah. And so I had no understanding that the understandings had grown strangely. Instead of growing to the sun, they were bent by the mental. So the understandings were reinforcing this self-centered view. I had no fucking idea this was all going on. And without questioning it, I thought my condition was the most important condition concerning any other condition. Like my spiritual condition was, nope. My condition was how to align with the spiritual condition to let it work. Yes, this is insane. This is insane. And so, so I remember when I felt this thing and you could see it had effects on people, I figured I got to get better, meditate, and then the head, whatever was coming through me said, screw that. Just read Yankee blogs and go to thrift stores. I want you to send yourself around the corner and everything's going to go well. Yes. So I had a real feeling of being on an operating table. My job was just not to get up and don't play doctor, and things went really well. And it's gone on since then. Yeah. So the hierarchy of the head got overthrown, and then a much more I feel completely aligned hierarchy was set up. Yes. So that which is before is not affected by that which comes after. That which comes after can be incredibly affected by that which is before. I didn't read this in the book. I just saw it in my life. I could see that there's a condition that we are of that overrides or can outshine any other condition. Yeah, mental, physical, circumstantial, emotionally, anything. Yeah. Wow, I wasn't living that way. I wasn't. I had the cart in front of the horse, and actually, it was the horse that was in front of the cart. Yeah, and then all this stuff started to get peeled off, and then I ran into non-duality, and it was like the last answer, at least so far in this life. And I'm getting, not getting old, I am old. And it's like a nest I've gotten very cozy in, this as a last answer. I'm not sticking my head up looking for some better meals from another bird. I'm just very cocooned in there, works great. I can't go any farther than it takes me. I can't go back any farther than it shows me. Yes, the action figure, I have found great relief by recognizing the limitations of the action figure. Yeah. The intellect is not going to know this. Your hand cannot grasp it. You can't corral it. You can't have it. And in a way, that's beautiful, because therefore you can't lose it either. And all of these things, when they came to roost, they haven't moved ever since. Yeah. They weren't replaced with a new and better answer. They just became the answer concerning a lot of things in this life. Yeah. And I feel like non-duality is really the working last answer. which is an incredible answer because it takes away the need for any other answers concerning these questions about life and free will and ba-da-da, ba-da-dee. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not looking for no thought. I'm just seeing there isn't a thinker. That's all. It just works better. And this is what we're passing on here. Seriously. I can only sell or present something that I've, this is how it cooked in the bakery. You may not like the strudel and the muffins that come out of the bakery, then go to another bakery. Yeah, but this is what came out of the bakery, getting cooked. Yeah, yeah. There's a before that nothing that comes after can get before. Now, the head would like to say it is before, but it ain't. Yeah. The head is making self all day, the selfing. There is no self that is selfing. There's no you that's doing the youing. There's just youing. And it comes way after what we are, which is the before. And here he calls the before reality, being ourselves reality. In another way, you could say being ourselves before, we sort of have an ability to be immune to what comes after. Not bad, eh? Where when we are in the after, the patient is probably the biggest illness of the sickness. Yeah, the you that just obsesses over its health produces illness. Yes? Yeah. So here, the real is as it is always. I've come to rest in that. It allows that statement in AA to really have a life, which is this too shall pass. This too shall pass. But the real is as it is always. And because we are an aspect of reality, we know what it's like not to pass. And by seeing everything as its nature, which is it comes to pass, we're seeing it from a different nature, something that didn't come and is not passing. Yeah, yeah. So how to realize it? Could you imagine you're going to go to a huge seminar, yeah, pay $35,000 for it, and they were basically over after the first 5 minutes, all right? So they bring you to how to realize it. Wow, this is what I'm here for, paying you $35,000. I want to learn how to realize it. Okay, we can stretch this out, but it's pretty simple. All that is required is this. I paid the money. Don't worry, I paid it up front. Don't start asking. No, I paid it. I didn't look at porn for 3 days or something. I filled all the requirements, so whack it to me. All right, all that is required is this. We have realized the unreal. Haven't you done that here? At least at one moment, in a moment in these satsangs, you must have had that free sample. Yeah, every one of us has tasted it. Yeah, we have realized the unreal, more than you can probably imagine. But again, what happens is the mental state reestablishes itself and says, I'm the one who has realized the unreal. Yeah, as the unreal. This is why you need warnings. This is why we use that movie Moon to try to express an idea of trying to describe how quick the mental process is to establish you as an individual by just producing the sense of individuality. Yeah. And how quick was it in that movie Moon, if you ever get a chance to see it, where it's a little further in time, and they discovered a mineral in the moon that runs all the technology in America, in the earth. Yeah. And they have these giant farms, and only one person can run the whole thing with these harvesters and everything. And this guy is in one of these harvesting farms, and he's been there for 5 years. He's got 5 more days with a 5-year commitment. So he's going to leave 5 days and he's going to go back to Boston where he's from. And he's a Red Sox fan and he has a wife and kids there. And he has pictures of the Red Sox. He has his whole self-history and pictures there. And he's just doing his job. Can't wait. He's got 5 more days left. And there's an incident at one of the barns. And so he gets into the little space thing, the little Jeep, and drives over there. And there's someone or something in this spacesuit. And he knows the spacesuit because he has one. So he gets that thing and puts it in the back and brings it to his headquarters and comes in, brings him in, and then takes the thing off, and it's him. It looks just like the guy who's a Boston Red Sox fan. And then this guy comes too and looks at the other guy and doesn't have the surprise that the other guy did when seeing him, because he knows something that he's now going to tell the other guy. The boss he's going to say, are you in this? How long is your contract? 5 years. You have 5 days left? Yeah. How did you know? Oh, yeah. You're from Boston? Yeah. You have a wife and a kid, but you haven't seen them really. The radio has been bad, but there's an assumption you have a wife and a kid, but have you actually seen them or anything? Well, I don't think I have. Yes. And then the guy goes, listen, bro, we're clones. Yeah. Okay. Big deal, right? But here's the clone from the guy who's the Red Sox guy is the human program. Yeah. The clone isn't quick enough. The human program in time is quicker, and it rises up and hears the message, if you're a clone, yeah, and relays it to the idea that you're a human. And now the human doesn't like the idea of being a clone as a human, yeah? And so it's a perfect example of how the head deflects any kind of direct knowledge by claiming everything very fast in time, faster than any other process, like mental process, yes? And therefore, the clone isn't going to beat the process of the humanness, but it could see the process of the humanness because it's there before. The clone is before the human. Yeah. The human idea was pasted on the clone. Yeah. So the clone's nature is a clone. It has that ability to recognize that the human nature is not of it. Yeah. Right. But the human nature has a very strong current of claiming to be the clone, to the point where the clone is lost, so to speak. Yeah. And it's only the programming. So everything it hears, even about its true nature, and the evidence is obvious, the guy can't convince them, so they go below, and there's 2,000 of them, yeah, the same face and everything, and they all probably have the same programming. They have 5 days left for the rest of the fucking clone life. Yes, because they realize they work better if they feel like they're a person and have purpose, and it's only 5 days left. So they've just all been programmed, yet they haven't been able to erase the clone, because the clone is what's giving life to that human program. Yes, yeah. The clone is in this example. So this is the case. We're being used like a battery to keep recharging the story of being a self, unbeknownst to us, to the point where the programming says how it feels, and we say how I feel. What it says it feels, I say I feel. Yeah. When your head says it's afraid and you believe you're afraid, you do most of the time. You're on a pause, you don't know what the fuck's going on, and then it tells you from its point of view. It says, I hate this. Yeah. And so then you take the stance, I hate this. And sometimes you hate the thing you need the most, like sobriety. So the head will say, I hate fucking sobriety, but it's the essential thing as an action figure that you need is sobriety. And that head that you're taking to be you is saying it hates it. Yeah, it's insane. Insane. So I don't know how else to communicate it but through example, you know? And so you can see it in movies and shit like that. And then they'll feel familiar when you hear it, and there's the key. You're hitting something, yeah? Now, just imagine what you're hitting. There's something before that doesn't move, doesn't get up, doesn't sit down, doesn't expand or contract. It's so impossible to recognize because it's always here. As the fish probably never knows it's in the water because it's completely encased in it, yes? Mm-hmm. Does the fish know when it tasted water? No, obviously not. That's all, yes? So here we are. This hugeness, and with an emphasis on a little point, yeah? And our flagpole is stuck in the hugeness, but we keep worshiping this little I, me, my of a flag going on, and there's a cherishing or an ideation of the story that keeps it. I tell you, you know what you're super keenly interested about you probably doesn't interest many others. Yeah. Right. Yeah. My, you know, I could have, and Amelia loves me, let's say, I could do something in the trooper, Isuzu trooper, she would never notice it because she's not interested in cars. Yeah. I'm very interested. So I did, oh, wow, I did this little thing. No one sees it. Yeah. So this is we're doing this, and it frustrates you sometimes. Never me, obviously, but you get like, oh, I wish people would like what I like or whatever. Yes. Well, this is mimicking really what the head is doing. It's so obsessed with this idea. And when it looks around, it doesn't feel other people are sufficiently obsessed with it. So it gets the programming gets sorry for itself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's go. All that is required is this: we have realized the unreal. Does that say you have to realize the unreal every second of the day? That would be giving time much more power than it deserves. Yeah. Just know that there's a realization of what is real. Just have that knowing. Yeah. It will allow you to keep your head up above water, all this water of a day. Yes. Just, yeah. Very true. So we have realized the unreal. What was happening is we regarded, not we, the head regarded as the real, the unreal. That's what happens. Yes. So there's a narrative that we have to hear. Hopefully we don't listen to it now, but we have to hear it because there's consciousness. And that narrative is the perceived is what's perceived. So that which is the unreal, which can be perceived, is that which is perceiving as the unreal. No. Yes. And therefore it's blind to the perception of reality because it's looking for it somewhere other than where it is, where we are that which we're looking for. Yeah. Yeah. That you can't have a correction in time that has time included in it. Yeah. So it isn't like you turn around and your journey this way is longer than the long spiritual lifetimes that way. No, there's no time in it. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a few times it'll surprise you how it's completely there right now. But after a while, that misunderstanding that was like that was surprise drops. Yes. And you are always right where you are and where you've been looking for. You are what you're looking for right now. Now, it's incredible. Yeah. So it's not really even saving time because it doesn't have any time to do with it. This is a fact before time. The head would like to make another fact in time and then have you to look for this real fact through time, which makes the idea of you the big fact. The seeker will get the most emphasis, not the sought. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So, and then he went, I've been reading this so long now. There is no greater mystery than this, that being the reality ourselves. How can you screw with that statement? Being the reality ourselves, we seek to gain reality. Yeah. All right. So we now look at us as the unreal seeking the reality. The seeker is the unreal seeking the reality. Yeah. So instead of emphasizing the reality, we emphasize the unreal. And we see we're not the unreal, and that's the sense of being ourselves reality. Because nothing in the unreal can see the unreal. The unreal sees everything that's unreal as real. A lot, yes. But when you see the unreal from the reality, which we have that quality, that's a different thing. That's a different effect, a different event. Yeah. Yeah. So now that's the pure negation. The pure negation is seeing the unreal from the real, instead of looking for the real from the unreal. Yeah. You lose complete interest in looking for the real from the unreal. You do. You know, you don't need to have any more experiences of futility. You know the futility of that. You know it. It's dead. It's a dead point. Yeah. So now you are not looking for the real from the unreal. No, it's finished. Yes. And what fuels that is the fact that reality is as it is always. Yeah. Yes. We did that, the lion and the sheep. That was the first video we ever did. And we were trying to get the same point across, which was the parable in India ended when the young lion saw its reflection in the pool with the old lion's reflection, and Damo, all the yapping and the years of thinking it was a sheep erased in a nanosecond and saw that it was a lion. Yeah. Yeah. But we realized that what happens when the old lion left and you couldn't stay near the pond all day, and as you're walking away from the pond, washed anew with this revelation, the sheep programming would arise and claim to be that which had the experience of being a lion. The sheep would claim your nature as an experience the sheep nature had. Like that. I do not think the sheep or the lion did it. It's mechanical. I think it's the fastest process, mental process in time, yes. And if you don't see it, you're looking from the sheep. If you don't see the claiming, you're going to be looking from the sheep. Are you a sheep while looking from the sheep? No. You'll never be a sheep. You never were a sheep, but you're going to look at life as a sheep. Yes. Whatever that fucking means in one's head. Yes. Yes. So I heard these things and it still wasn't seemingly working, because there was something that that pure whack would like have it, when something backfires, yeah, it would be like a backfire. And then I was back as an idea of me now looking to stabilize that experience of being a lion. Yeah. And then I realized after time, once I take myself to be the sheep, it's all over. It's not, I can't get out of it. The sheep can't get out of the sheep. It can't. So I realized the only way out is not to be in. Yeah. To have the eyes to see not from the sheep, but to see the manufacturing of the sheep. Yeah. And then from there, there's wisdom and knowledge and knowing. Yeah. And what is that knowing? That you are of a lion and you're not a sheep. Yes. Instead of the sheep trying to have more experiences of being a lion. Yeah. Yeah. So here we are. Wednesday night. The years keep going on. I think I was stopped at this message years ago. It was very clear, don't move from this point because it's pointless, I feel. I don't care how much experiences you have as a lion. If you're held as the sheep is going to hold out. You can have thousands of experiences that you would believe would shake any sheep out of any, and yet the sheep will be, that's what you'll be looking from, is the sheep. I don't see you having lion experiences as a sheep ain't gonna change the sheep. It ain't. So I just rest my case on that. And something gave me great rest when I rested it here. I've been open to be moved by something. I haven't been moved by anything all these years concerning this. I do not believe that if you don't see this, you're looking from it. If you don't see the manufacturing of the sheep, you're looking from a sheep. I don't care if you've gotten your hair straightened out and you got a nice a recorded raw, you're still fucking, there's sheepness in there. I just, it doesn't work. That's why, I used to be very excited about people who had gone to the 11th dimension and stuff. And I was driving, and we have a public radio station nearby here, and I had it on, and they had a person, an advanced whatever, and as soon as I heard it was about him, I just turned the channel. I don't care how great of a him you're gonna become. If the him is there, I don't have that much interest in becoming the greatest him of all time. I don't. I just don't. No interest. Yeah, you've been to the 12th dimension, and usually the person that was at the 11th dimension, if I haven't seen them in a year or two, they're now at the 13th dimension, and so it goes. I think dimensions are made by seeking them. I do. I think if you would stop, there'd be no dimension. But as long as you're moving, there'll be more dimensions. Yeah. I have understood the 11th dimension. I'm ready for the 12th dimension. All right, go ahead. Tell me how it goes. Amazingly. Amazing doesn't come to mind with non-duality. It doesn't. Amazing would be like the hare, and the tortoise would be non-duality in the race with the hare and the tortoise. Tortoise non-duality has a different quality. Yeah, nothing. So, all right.
Yes, Paul. Let's check with Nick because he had his hand up in the beginning, and also David and Natalie have their hand up. Nick,
Paul, I'm not going to turn on my camera because I'm shaving and I got shaving cream all over my face. So hopefully you recognize my voice.
Yes.
My only question is, even though I haven't been to a meeting in a while, I'm still out here recruiting people. So Pat is my friend I met on Twitter. So I'm still waiting for the kickbacks for all the recruits to the message.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We put it into a blind trust, bro. Yeah.
A blind and deaf trust.
Blind trust. Yeah. Don't worry about it. All right, go ahead.
That's
So,
all. That's all I got, man. I haven't had nothing in a while, so thanks for nothing.
oh, fantastic. Yes. Yeah. Come back. Nothing's
You still doing talks at the house on Saturdays?
Yes, I am. I'm doing a talk, hopefully, if I'm still here by Saturday. Yeah, we're planning on one. Yes.
Okay. I'll come out.
Oh, Nick.
There you go.
I finally got it. Yeah. You should have said Mongolia or something.
There you
That
go.
triggered me.
I'll
Thank you.
I'll bring the Mongolian with me.
Oh, please. Everyone be happy to see you. I don't know. I have my doubts, but everyone else looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'll take those odds.
Great. Yeah, come down. That would be great, Nick. Come on over. At
Thanks,
least
man.
you'll get a good cup of coffee for sure.
I'll tell you what, I missed the message, but it's always living with me. You know what I missed the most was your laugh. So it was fun to hear you laugh again. I was laughing with you.
Well, you can get, you can just get a recording. Yeah, get a recording of it. Yes. Well, the laughing is just, yes. Doesn't it say here? It says it in this statement. I think this is really beautiful. It says, one day we will ourselves laugh at our own efforts. That which is on the day of laughter is also now. Yeah, I feel that's what non-duality brings you to the point of laughing at all of, they're not your efforts. Yeah. Yeah. You get a good laugh out of it. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Who would have thunk that failure was truly the road to success? Yeah, especially if you don't need a road to get where you already are. Yeah, yeah. All right, thanks, Nick. I look forward to it. Wow, it's a strange angle in my head. My hair. The Mac Pro would not go on today. My electronic alignment sometimes is no good. Yeah. All right.
It's David and Natalie.
All right, come on in. David.
Hey, Paul. Yeah, it's just David tonight. Natalie had to take an early bed.
Okay, well.
Yeah. No, it was just when you were talking about the lion experience and the claiming of that, the sheep programming occurring, and then maybe that repeating and observing the process of the sheepy manufacture. I was just going to clarify that. I mean, none of that has any volition in it. They're not something that you're doing. There's no.
No, it's
they're just
mechanical.
happenings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not doing any of this. That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like even the Course in Miracles, we changed something. So it says actively denying what you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When we hear that from our upbringing, the way we're programmed, it sounds like you're doing that. So you are actively denying what you are. And you are firm in faith in this something else that you have made to be yourself. Yeah. Now that language is easy to fall for that because it sounds like you have made it to be yourself. We change that and we go, there's an active denial of what you are and firm in faith in this something else that the head has made to be yourself. So we attribute it to a mental process. We don't attribute it to any person who has a mental process or anything. We're attributing it to a mental process, an activity without an actor. Yes. Yeah, just an activity that claims things and implies that there's a someone by the claiming of things that have nothing to do with the someone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we're living and basically marinating in that. Why would you imagine that which is in the marinating thing stepping out of the marin? Obviously, you have to realize you're not an ingredient in the soup. Yeah, if you're starting as an ingredient in the soup, you miss the chopping yourself up. It's a little late for you to start having knowledge about what's going on, because that knowledge about what's going on is defined by the idea of who. Yeah, all of it. Yeah. This is the give really in this game, that you can't get out of you. There isn't a you that was once out of you and can get out of you as a you. There isn't any. Yeah. And trying to find a solution in that setting, that programming, it's not to be found. It's outside of it. Yeah. And it can't go outside of it. The system cannot leave the system. You are outside of it. You believe you're in it. That's the dilemma here. Yeah. But we're not. We're out of it. Yeah. But the system itself cannot leave and be anything other than what it can only be in the system. It can't be a thing outside the system of thingness. Yeah. If you said, I finally found the way to leave, you would disappear in a nanosecond. You wouldn't be able to enjoy the fruits of your escape. You would be completely gone in a nanosecond. Seriously. You're not getting it. That's the great news. Yeah. So,
and I know the language makes it hard to. The language just has a possessive, bent to it. So yeah.
Of course, but see now, instead of just like a sleepy cow going to the trough, like I remember we did a cartoon where there's a flatbed truck with slats, and on the side, on the door, there's a sign says Mike's Meat Market, and there's all these cows in the back, and one cow is looking up, and it's underneath, above all the other cows looking around, and it says the awakened one. So now, as the Course said, listening to this thing that the head has made to be yourself, why would you question it? If you're the one, if you're set up it to tell you what to do, why not just keep following it? And then it says, not being suspicious, but we have way past the point of suspicion, many of us. Yeah. So we have become suspicious of that which is informing us of our life, I would say. Right? First, we thought it was us, but then, thank God, there is a message that says it's not us. Yeah. This is not about becoming a better us or a bigger us or a nicer us. Though those things may happen, you see that you're not that which is only of a system. You see you're not that. That's the only freedom I think is available. It's before all your escape plans. It's not one of your escape plans is ever going to succeed. It's not. Yeah. The freedom is before it, not after it. Yeah. So I think non-duality is such a beautiful message. Maybe it needed a couple of other ingredients in your life. I don't know. For me, I needed recovery, let's say, because the action figure was too fucking untamed and was running into like I was going crazy in the bumper car scenario, running into things constantly. That had to get somewhat subdued, and then things made sense and they could land on me, or where I seemed to be. And then non-duality was just a clincher. It put so much to rest, really. Yeah. Maybe something else will do it with you. I don't know. But then if it was like a fitness workout, I'd be wearing tights and shit, doing the fitness workout, probably. But that's not how it worked. I wouldn't like to see me in tights. No, that wouldn't be... I would love to have a Zoom. That's it. Wouldn't look too good down there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Of course, everything is mechanical, bro. It's a program.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The program has rebellion in it. You used to think you could rebel against something, but rebellion's morphed into the system.
Right.
It doesn't scare anything. Everything can get, see, it knows if it can convince you you're in, you can never get out. Yeah.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
point is, the fact is you're not in.
Yeah.
It wants to keep you convinced that you're in, and then you'll just live a life of trying to get out in some form or another. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like the yard that you walk around in the prison. Yeah. Hours of seeking, you never leave the fucking place. But the truth is, if you're not in, is the out. Yeah.
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 Yeah. But once you're in, wow, that drive to get out gets really sticky. Really sticky.
Yeah.
They'll do almost anything to get a moment of out. You really will. Look at those people. They put a noose around their neck.
Oh.
Try to have sex at the point of dying to get, some fucking thing, and if it doesn't work, what's left behind is the non-existent thing with the pants down to their ankle and a noose. What a way to go.
That was autoerotic asphyxiation.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah.
I mean,
With the guy from
head,
NXS. Yeah.
oh, that's a head that believes it's in. That's a head that believes it's in big time. Yeah, because it would do anything to get a little bit of out. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Wow.
Or
So
Puff Daddy. Oof.
have you ever tried you're not in? Wow. Really? Have you ever tried you're not in? That's the message.
Taste it.
You're not in that which drives you to want to be out. It's worked here. That's the point. I haven't tried to get out of what I'm not in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the head's convincing drive is quite it's like a tape machine that keeps running a loop.
You just need a flavor, and you have it.
Yeah.
Saying triggers a flavor memory of being out, of not being in. That's what it triggers. So now you have all the settings of in, but there's a strong sense you're not in.
For sure. Yeah.
Yes. Therefore, you can laugh quite a lot. Yeah. Because if the prison, if your imprisonment was a joke, you'd be laughing like crazy. And that's what it's like. You realize your imprisonment was a joke. Yeah. Your drive to get out was constantly based to fail because you're not in. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there you go. And so what keeps trying to get out is obviously not you.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the point. You get established in a very simple, concrete idea of non-duality, and it's an incredible measuring tape of all the activities that we're assuming to be of you or about you, and it's clearly they're not you. They have no idea that they're being reality. They have no idea of that. None. Why would you spend any more time trying to convince something that can't recognize that which you're trying to convince? It's pointless. So you realize, yes, by them stretching to get something, you're reminded of being ourselves reality. Trying to figure something out, you're reminded being ourselves reality, because that doesn't seem to be being itself reality, other than a mental reality, that I've had enough of, so to speak. Yes.
That's just an empty overlay floating in the
Perfect. You want a descriptive you want a description that would fit every person who's under suspicion. That's it. Being ourselves reality. Any movement to get reality, to arrive at reality, to make more reality is not of reality in a sense. Yes? If you follow it back, it will lead you back to reality, but as its movement, it's not of reality at that point. It's trying to pass a reality over to us. Yes. It's obvious. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Yeah. Okay. Everyone whose reality, stay still. All right. You sit. 5 seconds later, the head will go crazy. Stop moving. I'm not that, not that, not that. Every fucking thing that has come up with the sense that it's you, not that, not that. You're just sitting still. Yeah. What did Ramana say? What was the only thing needed? Be still. Have you heard him? You were checking it out. Be still. Okay, why? Because that which you're not can't be still. It cannot be still. So you want to see which has the real nature? Sit still for a while. I don't mean physically sit still. Still, you'll see it gets antsy.
Oh, yeah.
Not that, not that. Come on, not that. Really, not that, not that. Just sit, and they'll all they just start fucking spreading their wings and flapping. What more do you want? A perfect description of what you're not. Be still. Okay, that is an order it cannot fulfill. Be still. All the irritable, restless, and discontent cannot be still. It's not of you.
That's a good way to flush it out of the.
Okay, bring a big pie of peace. And then it says, oh, you have the ability to enjoy peace of mind. See if that shit has the ability to enjoy peace of mind. Will I have any peace left over tomorrow? Blah, blah, blah. It can't enjoy peace of mind. It can't.
Yeah.
It can't do it. It keeps saying it will one day if you do get that, but it can't. It cannot be still.
That's the Son of Man has nowhere to rest his head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, it's like, will the real someone stand up? Just wait a little bit. All the ones that aren't will break. Yes. Yes. The greatest statement Brahmana has said many, many times is be still. That's what I said. They go swim in the Ganges or anything. He said, be still.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's perfect. Because what cannot be still will show its nature. Yes.
Yeah. And I was reading, Huang Po is essentially saying that in so many ways. That was kind of his fundamental message: cut off the root of conceptual thinking, however that occurs. Not that you do it, but.
All right. So you cut off the root of the conceptual snake, and the snake keeps moving.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not.
Yeah.
What you want to, however you want to make it descriptive imagery. All right. Will the real reality be still? Everything that's a fake is going to break. Yeah. It's going to move, and you'll see from the stillness that you are, the movement disqualifies it. Yeah. It said it was this. It chance it's this, but it ain't this. It can't be still. Yeah. Yeah. What was there? It was a thing that was not a horror movie, but the aliens in The Thing, famous movie by John Carpenter, where they're taking blood tests and they're waiting and they're going to put this electric prod in the blood, and the alien, it will flip out the blood, and they're all sitting still, and then the alien's starting to realize it's going to get caught, and it just flips out. So it's just sort of like this same thing. You're just asking, be still. What in you can comply to that statement, and what can't comply to that statement? Yeah, pretty not bad. You just, one of the great gifts in recovery is you're able to enjoy peace of mind again. Yeah, they say you'll be able to enjoy peace of mind. Yeah, peace of mind is available, but many of us can't enjoy it because we are taking an agitated nature to be our nature. When you lose interest in that agitated, made up nature, you'll find that you have an ability to enjoy peace of mind. You could actually stop and smell the flowers or smell the coffee. You can. Yeah, and it won't be like a Herculean thing. It comes quite easy, really does. It nothing, though it hasn't seemed to have been available, it hasn't gone anywhere. All the potentiality is right here now, pregnant, and truly is. And because to the head, some of these statements sound like orders. To us, it's like music. Yes, be still. What a lovely yes. Yeah. So you can tell what's reacting to it and what's hearing it are different. What's hearing it and what's reacting to it can be quite different. Yeah. And so in this case, distinction is valuable. You recognize what you're not. Yeah. And then you get more intimate with what you are. You're not trying to figure it out or anything. It's just, it's more than enough that it's completely here at all times, really. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Blessings. Thank you.
Paul, Lloyd had his hand up. Let's check with him. Lloyd, you still want to talk?
Oh, Floyd, yes, he's come back.
Yeah, Paul, thanks for the reminder, the conversation which you had with David. It's a great reminder because I'm in Tiruvannamalai.
Oh, great.
I spend a lot of time here, and yeah, it's nice here, but then there's also this competition, that everyone thinks they should spend maximum hours physically sitting still and, doing some kind of meditation. So there's always this sort of competition, of which I think is of the ego, but sometimes I forget the message and I get caught up in that.
Well, thank God you're not that got caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice time. Is it hot now there?
Yeah, it is kind of, yeah.
Because usually that little satsang season's in January, right? At least.
Yeah, that's the sort of winter.
Yeah, that's when the spiritual.
I can show you the mountain.
Oh yeah, let me check it out. Are they still holding it once a month? That walk around it, full moon?
Yeah, that's a lot of people coming now. Almost 500,000 people come for that.
Yeah, I think that's quite beautiful, right?
Yeah, but it's quite busy nowadays. It's not very peaceful.
No.
But on other days, it's nice. Yeah.
Have you run into a guy named an Aussie guy named David Walker there? John Walker? He's a friend of the Zen Bishop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll check. I think I've heard.
The Maharshi Ashram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you won't miss him if your name is John Walker. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He knows
Yeah,
us.
I think I've heard the name. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, Floyd, it's great to see you, man. I'm happy. You're our reporter from Ramana Central. Fantastic.
Yeah, live from the barracks.
Yeah, just can you at one time, can you send a message out of the cave?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you, I hope they would let you. Can you have your phone in the cave and call us?
No, they can't. They don't let phones inside, but you can do it from like the entrance.
Yeah, can you do that for us? That would be great.
Yeah, definitely. When I go there.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much.
If you've ever get a chance to go to Tiruvannamalai, that's where Ramana lived.
Yes.
There's a cave he spent many years in. And if you sit in there like a nuclear reactor plant, pretty, yeah.
But also
Awesome.
nowadays, there are a lot of people coming in. So it's like they sort of who comes in the cave and then you leave after some time so that more people can come in.
Yes.
So it's a bit more sort of commercial now and more regulated. Yeah.
Well, yeah. What
And there's
happens?
someone sitting who doesn't want people to make noise and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's a bit more regulated because a lot of people come.
Yeah. Well, there's no one in our caves. There's no one in our caves. All right, bro. Hey, thank you. Thanks for calling. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Floyd. Remember, you're
Thank
a lifetime member of Zen Bitch Lab. Yes?
Thank you.
A lifetime member of Zen Bitch Lab. Yes. Yep. Your membership doesn't get disqualified in Tiruvannamalai. Yeah. It's a authentic certificate.
That's good to know.
The certificate is you're never gonna get it.
That's a great reminder.
Yes. All right, my friend. See you. Anyone else?
Thank you. See you.
Kathleen? Thank you, Floyd, very much. You're looking good too. Much more relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes. Anyone else? No?
That's it for tonight, Paul, I think. Thank you so much.
Yes. What my thing is. Yes. You're welcome. Kathleen, as always. We all say hello to you here. We got Amelia, Ali, Mia, Lola, Fatso, Paul. Yep.
Hi, everybody.
Yep. We got David down under. Always a pleasure, David. Yes. We got Pat. She likes the YouTube. She came to the live. Yeah. Raven. Always a pleasure, Raven. Marl. We got Diona. We got David and Natalie. We got Susan. We got Ernie. We got Kerry. Kerry seems to be feeling better, looking better. Good. We got Jack P down under. We've got Travis up in Santa Rosa. David Lowe. Eric in Vista. Shannon won't pass the guacamole corkery. That's okay. Brian, nice to see you all. We'll be here tomorrow. Recovery and just a wonderful thank you so much for allowing this to occur by your attendance, and I find a great joy in it. I hope you find something yourself. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See everybody.
Thanks, Paul.
Kathleen.
Everyone have a great
Bye, everyone.
Thank
you
you,
all.
Kathleen.